Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video. In today's video, I'm actually going over my Bloody Harvest Amara build that I will be taking her through the DLCs with. Currently, I have tested a lot of things. There's been questions about Lead Bear not working. Her reload speed finally got fixed. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that Amara's just amazing at now. Uh, and I'll explain a little later how to utilize this whole build. And obviously, certain things that you're fighting, whether it's a boss or if you're mobbing, obviously you're going to want to run phase grasp. And when you are fighting a boss like Grave Ward that you can't phase grasp, you are going to want to run reverberation phase cast to get extra damage with Laid Bear, but you'll get extra damage with phase grasp as well. It just doesn't show it for some reason on like what abilities are active down below. But I mean, I had the same modifiers on with and without um, going through when I was testing it through the Slaughter Shaft, and I was noticing a good DPS boost when I was running Laid Bear without Laid Bear. So take that with a grain of salt, guys. My eyes could still be wrong, but for me, it seemed like it was working really well. So starting off in the Mystical Assault Tree, I just have 1 point into Do No Harm just to kind of help boost phase cast. Now you need 5 points in this to move farther down the tree. So if you want, you can put 2 here, 1 in Fast Hands, and 1 in Violent Tapestry. Or 2 in Violent Tapestry to get 5, but I run 3 points into Fast Hands just to get the most reload speed, and weapon swap actually really does help along the way. So that's why I do 1 point to Do No Harm, but it still does help out with your action skill damage, because I've seen my phase cast at Grave Ward for about 200k, all the way down to 16k. So it depends on your modifiers too. So I mean, take that with a grain of salt. And then obviously 3 points into Fast Hands for extra reload speed, weapon swap speed, and mode switch speed. Really nice perk. And then Violent Tapestry. When you apply a status effect to an enemy, you gain a rush stack with this perk. And when you use your action skill, you obviously consume rush stacks. But honestly, I don't really ever see my rush stacks actually being consumed. If maybe that's just me, or it's just broken. But this just helps apply your status effect with the weapon that you are currently running, and I'll show you guys a little bit later why it kind of helps. But obviously, I want a different class mod. Moving down from there, 5 points in Restless for extra cooldown rate. Can't go wrong. Over to the side is Transcend. Put 3 points in here for extra accuracy and critical hit damage for 12 seconds after activating an action skill. This is really nice. Like I said, especially like with Grave Ward, this when you do phase cast them, this will be active, and so will Laid Bear, but just Laid Bear doesn't show it's active, but trust me guys, it is. And then Alacrity. When you activate any action skill, you automatically get your max rush stacks thanks to the class mod. So when you blow through a shotgun or whatever you're running, if you are running the flacker, this is really nice. I kind of have been running the flacker on Amara, and I'm not doing that crazy reload speed glitch that everyone's doing, but because I don't like doing those. But it almost, I mean, her reload speed's so quick. Like, flacker's kind of it's definitely viable with Amara with all the reload speed she's got. And then I actually put 1 point into Ascendant just for the revelation, or not not revelation damage, I'm sorry. Stillness of Mind breaks 0.75 seconds after being damaged. Stillness of Mind is one of the action skill elements I run, so if you either phase cast enemies or phase grasp enemies or an enemy, all surrounding enemies will be phase locked for a couple seconds, and this just makes it so they stay up a little longer, so you're not taking a lot of damage. Really helps with your survivability. Then obviously 3 points in the Laid Bear just for that extra 25% increased gun damage when Amara damages enemy with her action skill. I'm gonna say this enough because I know I'm gonna see a comment. It does work, guys. I mean, as far as what I've seen, it definitely does work. I mean, I've jumped from hitting Grave Ward with I think like 8k all the way up to it was a good jump to almost 10k with modifiers on. So this definitely was working when I was face casting him. And then moving over to the left, from rest for the extra fire rate and charge speed. This is really nice, especially for only 3 points. Can't go wrong. And then wrath, you automatically get 20% gun damage, and then after action skill use, you get another 20% gun damage for 8 seconds. Really nice perk. And then 1 point into avatar, just to make it so you consume less rush stacks and you get an extra action skill use, which is just very handy either with phase grass or phase cast. But when you are fighting like Grave Ward or any boss you can't hit or phase grass, you'll seriously hit them, and then you don't have to phase cast another time until maybe you start noticing your action skill or your rush stack go down from like 25 to 20. So you don't have to do it all the time, but this just helps keep your DPS up for the most part. And then obviously jumping over to Fist of Elements, I put 5 points in Anima for the extra status effect damage and status effect duration, and action skill status effect damage plus 64% with phase cast. Pretty nice perk overall. I would love to get this 10 out of 5, or 10 out of 10 technically, but I just haven't found the right class mod. I finally did get another point into this, so I mean, this conflict does kind of help with the DPS a little bit, especially if you do get to corrode like an enemy with armor and you're using fire. So it's kind of helpful, but for the most part, I would just like to get this completely maxed out. And then 5 points into Tempest for extra elemental damage and shock damage. Can't go wrong. Now, I put 3 points into Steady Hands because a lot of the weapons are now getting affected with accuracy. So, like the Lyuda with Amara, seriously is not noticeable at all, especially with the handling accuracy she gets. Emulated Fist, I only put a point in here because honestly I didn't know where else to put it. I mean, you guys can put a point. You can actually take 4 points from here and put it into Wildfire or Infusion if you're running a phase cast, or this helps with phase grasp and phase cast. So whatever you guys want to do. I mean, you can even take I wouldn't take a point from Dread because when you are running phase grasp, you get the extra gun damage. But I mean, you guys can take a point from either or. But I just put a point into here because this does increase your action skill element damage based on your melee damage. So if you are running a weapon plus your guardian ranks plus the character level, this does overall help with your action skill DPS. And it's just 1 point, so I just put it in there. And then obviously 1 point into Dread for the extra gun damage when you do phase grasp an enemy. Plus, if you kill the enemy, you reload your current weapon instantly. I think it's really nice, especially with the Flacker and Amara. It comes in handy quite a bit. 1 point into Deep Wall just for the extra magazine size with elemental weapons. Can't go wrong. And then Indiscriminate, when Amara's bullets that damage enemies have a chance to ricochet and deal decreased damage to other nearby enemies. Ricochet chance and damage are increased if the target is currently affected by phase grasp or stillness of mind. This is what makes the DPS insane, because not only are they linked, you increase the ricochet damage because of stillness of mind and phase grasp to It's just an insane amount of damage, guys. I easily kill mobs of enemies with just this perk and phase grass. And then switching over to the inventory. Now this week is currently the anointeds drop, and I have noticed I've been getting a lot more anointeds, especially ones that kind of affect me. I mean, I did Grave Ward maybe 5 or 6 times. I got this double penetrating splatter Raisin Thorns. I also got a Dastardly Maggie, Searing Sleeping Giant, I don't even know how to Prometheus Alchemist. Like they're definitely dropping, guys. As far as anointeds go, it's actually really nice. So I mean, go out, get hands on it. But with this build, when you're fighting a boss and you use phase cast, there are anointeds that will increase your weapon damage by 300%. So this would just, if I actually had an anointed for that, this would just make this build even way more deadlier than it is. But I currently just haven't gotten it. So I mean, you can run Crossroads with her, Hostile Butcher because how fast you can reload. Any Lyuda because how fast you can reload. Like, she can practically use just about any weapon. The only thing I recommend staying away from, even though they're really nice weapons, is the double penetrated laser exploder, because you can't actually ricochet with the laser. But if you do phase grasp a bunch of enemies, the damage you do to the main target or any other enemy, they will take that damage. So I mean, just take that with a grain of salt. But I prefer using any weapons that could ricochet if possible. And then for me, I run the Transformer with Amara just because all the survivability it gets. Plus, on action skill and damage taken is reduced by 13%, which is really nice overall. Obviously, I have the Phase Circular class mod. Like I said, I would like 5 points into Enigma, and I can't remember Anima. I would love 5 points into there, but right now, I currently actually I had a class mod that gave 3 points into Enigma and only 1 point into a green skill, and then the other one was the fireballs there. But and then currently I am running an elemental projector. Now I don't light myself on fire. The only time this really benefits me is if somebody does set myself on fire or whatever. But currently I don't really run any class mods that significantly increase my damage. The electric Banja is pretty nice with the bullet proc chance, especially when you're ricocheting all those bullets, so you can get rid of shields. But shields aren't really that deadly. And right now I'm just running a cloning hex, mostly because I haven't really found a grenade that I really want to run, because of the Merv's hex grenades kind of got a little nerfed. But I do like this generating fusion tracker. Heals shields for 30% of the damage dealt, and then heals you for 120% of health damage dealt. I mean, it's pretty nice, and I think I'm probably gonna run this on my Moze to try it out with her grenade build. But currently, like, I'm just running and gunning with phase grass and phase cast, and that is the build. I'll go over it, guys, real quick. If you guys did enjoy the video, as always, please like, subscribe, really helps me out, and turn on notifications for more Borderlands 3 content. I can't wait for this big update. I just posted a updated Bottomless Mags Moze build that, if you guys want to go check that out, link will be in the links down below. But yeah, guys, that is my Amara build. It's really insane. I love playing Amara. I've always loved playing the Sirens in any Borderlands game, and she is just a beast. If you guys haven't made her yet, give her a try. You won't regret it. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.